Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for a deep dive into something incredible? We're going to be exploring how to actually make faith visible.
Sounds kind of out there, right?
A little bit, yeah. But we're diving deep into this piece about faith and visualization. And trust me, it's not as abstract as it sounds.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how practical it actually gets.
Absolutely. And it all starts with how we understand faith.
Yeah.
It's not about checking your brain at the door, but this deeper confidence, believing in what we hope for even when we can't see it.
Right. And the source we're looking at today defines faith as confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we don't see, which I think really nails it.
Totally. It flips the script on seeing is believing.
It really does.
With faith believing is seeing, and that's powerful. And, the source illustrates this with some incredible stories from the Bible.
Oh, yeah, like the story of Abraham and Isaac. Talk about faith in action.
Right. Can you imagine being asked to sacrifice your own son? That's a tough one to even wrap your head around.
No kidding. But even when commanded to do something so difficult, Abraham didn't hesitate. His faith was unshakable.
It's true. He had that complete trust God himself will provide. That's some serious faith right there.
Absolutely. But what's interesting is Abraham didn't just sit back and wait for a miracle. He took action, even though he couldn't see the solution yet.
I see what you mean. It was about more than just believing. It was about acting on that belief, even with uncertainty.
Exactly. That willingness to move forward, even without all the answers, that's huge.
It reminds me of another powerful story, Noah and the Ark. Talk about a time when you had to trust without seeing.
Oh man, building an ark for a flood nobody else believed in? That takes a whole other level of faith.
Right. It makes you wonder how we can tap into that kind of faith in our own lives, especially when things get tough.
And that's where this deep dive gets really interesting.
So how do we even begin to access that kind of faith, in our own lives?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting, right? The source suggests we can actually cultivate this seeing with faith's eyes. And one of the ways to do that is through visualization.
So like actually picturing the things we're hoping for.
Yeah.
Even if we can't see them yet.
Exactly. It's about creating that mental image, that vision of what we want, almost as if it's already real. And the thing is, this whole idea of making the invisible visible, it's not just some spiritual thing.
Right. It sounds like something you'd hear from like a motivational speaker or something.
Yeah. The source even talks about how psychologists and business coaches use these visualization techniques to help people reach their goals.
They do. It's true.
It's wild. When we visualize something consistently, we're training our minds to zero in on that outcome. Look for opportunities that fit in with that vision, And when you combine that with faith, this belief that there's something bigger than us working it all out, man, it can be incredibly powerful.
So how do we actually make this happen? Does the source get into specifics?
Oh, yeah. It gives some really practical steps to make faith more tangible, more real through visualization. And the first thing it talks about is visualizing God's promises,
Right.
like really seeing those promises fulfilled in your life.
So instead of getting caught up in worry and doubt, we actively choose to picture those promises actually happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like instead of stressing about finances, you might picture abundance and provision,
I like that. So it's not about pretending the current situation doesn't exist, but shifting our focus to what we want to see, the outcome that lines up with, what we believe God has promised us.
Exactly. And it aligns our energy, thoughts, everything with those possibilities. Faith opens up. And the source doesn't stop there. It goes on to talk about meditation, like really diving into scripture.
So we're really letting those words sink in, huh? Those words of hope and promise, letting them get into our hearts and minds.
Exactly. And it's one thing to just read them, but when we really meditate on them, really think about their meaning and picture them coming true in our lives, well, that's when they have real power.
Speaking of powerful words, there's that verse from Hebrews. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. It's like a perfect reminder, our faith can connect what we can see with what we can't.
So true. And to bring it all home, the source talks about taking that belief and giving it a voice, actually declaring our faith out loud.
You mean it's not enough to just think it or visualize it? We got to say it.
Well, think of it this way. It's about making our words match our faith. Sometimes even just whispering those affirmations to ourselves, it makes that belief stronger, more real.
So it's like all these practices, the visualizing, the meditating, the declaring, they all work together.
They do. They really do. They make your faith stronger in every way. They take it from just an idea to something real you can do every day.
So what we're really learning here is that faith isn't just I don't know, something you either have or you don't. It's an active thing, a choice we make to see beyond what's right in front of us,
Mm.
to believe in something bigger even when we don't have all the answers. And visualization, it's like a tool to bridge that gap, would you say?
Absolutely. It helps us see those possibilities more clearly, to see them with faith, and then those possibilities can become real in our lives. So think about this today. If faith is about seeing what's invisible right now, what can you start visualizing today? What can you picture in your mind, hold on to it with all your faith, and watch it grow?